We ain't found Sith.
Warning, the following podcast contains speculation, which may be confused with spoilers, although it may also contain spoilers. You have been warned.
Hello, and welcome to We Ain't Found Sith, issue 78. My name is Eben, and I am your host. And joining me live and in color is my co-host, Pedro.
In 720p, boys.
Is it 720p? I don't know.
It's pretty bad. It's kind of fuzzy. This is a 2003 camera.
That might be a 360p. I don't know.
Well, we'll take it. We'll take it.
Anyways, we are here today because last week Warner Brothers made a huge announcement about how they were going to be releasing their slate of 2021 movies on HBO Max. And this weekend, Disney said, "Hold my beer."
They did.
They did. Disney walked up to the table, unzipped its pants, and it's a fat, juicy hog, Pedro. I'm not saying
I don't think they're gonna come out when we think they're gonna come out.
I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna perform well.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fat. It was thick.
Yeah.
It was all over the table.
They announced a lot of IPs that sound very promising, but they could be trash.
Yeah. And man, I mean, it is a long list of things that really, I mean, and that's going to be the focus of today's show. We're not gonna really talk about anything else. Next week we will wrap up Mandalorian, the last 2 episodes.
Aren't we missing 2 episodes already?
No, we had last week's episode, and then we have this week's episode, and that's the end of the season.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I can't even remember. Oh, the last one was a Bill Burr episode.
And that was
a good one.
Bill Burr did a hell of a job, and
he did.
And we will talk about that, next week. We will wrap that up. We'll see how it ends tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. But man, it was a really good episode, and the finale it looks like it's going to be really good too, and I am excited for it. I got I don't know if because you have a shared account, right? You don't have your own account?
What?
For Disney Plus?
No, I got one.
Oh, you broke down and got one. So.
Oh wait. No. Louis hooking it up.
Okay, you got a shared account.
Yeah. I thought like you meant like a login. I have my own login.
So did you get the notification today? Mandalorian Star Wars Gallery Mandalorian's making of season 2 episode dropping on Christmas.
No, I didn't see any of that.
I got the notification today. So last year, this first season ended, and then we got, after a couple of months, is when we got that Star Wars Galaxy Gallery show where it talked about like the making of and all of that. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get an episode on the making of season 2, like on Christmas Day. So.
Yeah, I watched that shit. That's just really interesting that they're using LEDs and shit for the background and stuff.
Bro, just the first episode and like the first 20 minutes of just talking with Dave Filoni. Like, if it's not apparent to everyone after watching that Dave Filoni is the apprentice to George Lucas, who's ready to become a master.
Yeah, it's the man who deserves to hold that torch, bro. Yeah. Not Kathleen Kennedy. Fuck that motherfucker.
And I don't know, Kathleen Kennedy, her business sense, maybe that's why she's got the job. But when it comes to storytelling and all of that in the universe, Filoni's definitely the man on that. Yeah. Anyways, so we've got a ton of news to get through. What do you want to start with? Do you want to jump right into the Star Wars? Do you want to go into Marvel? Do you want to just knock out a couple of the miscellaneous stuff?
I'd rather knock out Marvel because I'm literally not interested anymore in comic books movies. I don't know what happened, but I'm just not into them.
What about comic book TV shows?
I don't know. Disney. I don't have any faith in Disney, but I know Moon Knight is still not here. They said it was going to be here, still not. So, whatever.
Well,
I wasn't really paying attention to what was happening because during that time we had the Game Awards, which is that's my jam.
yeah. So, I mean, Marvel news. Like, we'll just, we'll kind of jump through this real quick.
Oh wait, I did remember one thing that I thought was dope as fuck. I am a fan, and I'm a fan. I don't like Disney as a company, but I like their animations because I think they're fucking bosses at that shit. I really like Disney princess movies because I'm an agate. So, they're making that. What is it called? Encantada or something like that. The Colombian one. Whatever. That shit looks. I just fucking like the fact that they're doing some Hispanic stuff, and then we have that dragon one that's supposed to be like Thai.
Mm-hmm.
What's that one called?
Raya and the Dragon or something like that.
I don't know, something like that. But I think it's Thai. So cool. I love those kind of movies, man. Those princess movies are fucking. They've become so fucking cool. Like the early '90s ones, they were all like very girly, but like after Tangled, it started getting like really cool.
Yeah. So I know with that Raya movie, they're going to do the same thing they did with Mulan, which is they're going to release it under the paywall, and then like later it'll release under the it'll be added to the streaming like they did with Mulan. When Mulan came out, if you wanted to see it, you had to pay $30. But then it eventually got all the way up and got in.
I'm not upset with that, man. It's COVID time. You have to, you can't go to theaters and shit. You got to do something.
I mean, look, if anything, they could at least track the number of copies or the number of people who have streamed it. So, like, at least like with the actors and all of that, if they've got like a back end deal or something like that, they'll at least be able to say like, well, look, the movie did these numbers or whatever.
True.
Because that's one of the things that Warner Brothers is now having issues with is all these directors, all these actors. Like, it wasn't a Warner Brothers decision, right? Like, Warner Brothers is owned by AT&T, and AT&T was the one that made that decision to pull the trigger because AT&T wants more subscribers for HBO Max. But AT&T, they're not movie people. Warner Brothers are movie people. Like, it sounds like AT&T didn't even like discuss it with Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers would have told like, wait, but all these people that have like back end guarantees and they have incentives that are based on performance and stuff like that. If you by going to streaming, you're gonna piss all these people off. And I think AT&T just went ahead and pulled the trigger, didn't do it, and now they're facing the issue with that of like, man, fuck. Well, now we got to renegotiate and restructure a lot of these deals. The only person that complained that I'm going to say shut up is Chris Nolan, because Chris Nolan insisted on Tenet being released in theaters, and it's because Tenet did such a shitty performance that I think AT&T was like, well, fuck, we need to release all these movies on streaming because we're not doing any business in theaters.
Yeah, man, you gotta adapt with the fucking time. You know what I mean? Like right now, it's hard. You have to adapt to it, man.
You gotta adapt.
Being and hard about it is like it's not gonna.
Yeah. But you gotta adapt. But you also gotta, you gotta compensate the people that you were supposed to compensate.
Oh, I mean, yeah. How can you like gauge? To be honest, they should have fucking started something. They should have thought about this like back in like June or fucking March. Them trying to do it when they release.
Going this long.
Yeah, but still, you have to fucking think ahead.
Yeah.
Right now, they're fucking twirling their thumbs because they don't know what to do because they didn't do it. They didn't act when shit was starting.
Yeah, but it is what it is, man. That now they got to deal with it now. Anyways, so let's just go through Marvel, and like stop me where you think it's you want to.
Majority of this is gonna be fucking new to me because while this was happening, I was watching the Game Awards. So,
all right.
By the way, anybody who plays video games, Smash Bros got Sephiroth, boys. That's all that matters. It's fucking cool. It's fucking really cool. And Among Us is on Switch, which I think is the first time it's on console.
Oh, nice.
Kind of cool.
All right. So there was some announcements of Disney Plus shows. Secret Invasion
Cool.
with Sam Jackson and what's his name? I think Ben Mendelsohn, the guy,
the alien dude from fucking Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah, but I think he was also the wasn't he like Krennic or something like that in Rogue One?
Sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Good actor. I like him. But Secret Invasion. Last time we saw Nick Fury, he was on a satellite installation.
Oh yeah, man, I completely deleted that fucking movie from my memory. Yeah, that's right. He was on a.
He was on a
Secret
satellite
mission.
installation. We've got obviously if you're talking Secret Invasion, you're dealing with Skrulls.
Yeah.
Skrulls
are pretty cool.
Yeah. A character that I've heard you talk about many times, getting a Disney series on Ironheart.
Ironheart? Know nothing
Terry
about
Williams.
her. Know nothing about her. Just heard about her. That's all I know.
We've got a series called Armor Wars, starring Don
Oh,
Cheadle.
Is that a War Machine shit?
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
It sounds like, if I recall, wasn't Armor Wars the event where like a bunch of like guys in super suits or whatever started showing up, and it kind of turned into like a crossover event, Iron Man and War Machine versus like all the other armor.
I never read that. I don't know.
Okay. Obviously,
they're going like they're like really going in their backlog for this shit. Like Armor Wars, I've never heard of that shit.
Well, I think it's just a continuation of War Machine's story, and they're doing it as a series rather than doing it as a movie.
All right, works for me.
Yeah, we've got obviously, they're going to start the year off strong. They're starting off with WandaVision at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
And that's going to be, I think, January, February. Then in March, I believe they said we're getting Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then I believe in the middle of the year, we're getting Loki. So all 3 series apparently are done filming. They will all be coming out in 2021. Then we're getting a Miss Marvel series.
Miss Marvel.
The young girl.
Yeah. Weren't they going to make a movie for her?
Apparently, it's going to be a series.
All right, whatever.
We're getting a Hawkeye series. Jeremy Renner's coming back as Hawkeye, and Haley Steinfeld.
I saw pictures of Katie, right? Katie Bishop.
Haley Steinfeld will be playing Kate Bishop.
I saw images. That's pretty cool. Kate Bishop. That comic book was like, it was like weird because it was really cool, but it was like very modern.
Well, if I remember, didn't Kate Bishop get introduced in Young Avengers?
I don't know the origin of it, but I did read Hawkeye, the one where it was like very like stylized writing, and it was Kate Bishop's book story, and that one was cool, but it was like it's very millennial. I guess that's the best way to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the jokes were really like hip, you know what I mean, or trying to be hip, you know. So it was still
always a mistake because you wind up dating yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
When somebody reads the book 10 years from now, they're like, "Oh."
Yeah, I was reading that. I was like, "Oh, this is just no, I don't like this." But the plots in it was pretty cool.
Yeah. We got obviously they announced She-Hulk, and they announced that Tatiana Maslany will be playing Jennifer Walters.
I don't know who that is.
Tatiana Maslany, she's done a couple things here and there. Most notably, she was in a show called Orphan Black, which was on I remember it was on BBC America.
Yeah, I heard of it, never seen it.
Yeah. So basically, great show, great premise. She plays herself and a bunch of clones of herself.
So in the other show, okay.
Yeah, so like she's apparently there are times where like there's 5 of her on screen, and each performance is a unique performance. So she's obviously someone who's got like really good acting chops, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that.
Shout out to Split. That movie was sick as fuck.
Then we've got obviously Moon Knight, which we've heard of.
Yeah, boy, that's gonna be good.
Then we're getting a like a I guess it's like a short film or like a small mini film or something called I Am Groot, which is like I guess all about Baby Groot.
No thanks.
And next year at around this time, we're gonna get the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Why not? Fuck it.
And then
if it's good, then they. Well, no, it's not Star Wars themed, but it would be funny if it was just like purposely bad, like Star Wars, just to keep that trend going. No Christmas holiday episode is ever good.
Right.
Not even the sunny one. I didn't like that one either.
Yeah. Then they announced a couple new movies. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
I like those
So
movies.
I guess we're going back into the quantum realm.
I like those movies. I'm down with it.
Yeah. And Fantastic Four.
As long as you got Doom, you got me. Let's do it.
And,
as long as you have
and hopefully, because it's being done by Disney, hopefully they'll do it right this time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, obviously they've got still that long list of movies that they had. We should be getting in 2021 Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, followed by then Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
That shit's going to be dope as fuck.
Thor, Love and Thunder.
Also dope as fuck.
And they announced that Christian Bale will be playing Gore the God Butcher.
Don't know who that is.
So that was in a recent series where basically I think it's after like Thor has become unworthy and he's off, like in space, like, trying to like get his power back or something. Like I don't know the full thing, but then
bless you.
Excuse me. That caught me off guard. But yeah, so it's where they pulled the Hela thing of like pulling knives out of nowhere. It actually comes from that character, not from Hela.
Oh.
So we'll see if they use that again or if they do something different. They did announce they will be going forward with a Black Panther 2. And then obviously we got Blade.
Are they going to CGI Chad?
I don't think they're going to. I think that if they did that, people would get really upset.
Well, I'm not saying I don't doubt he's going to be the main character, but is he going to be in the movie at all? CG'd?
I don't know.
They didn't say anything.
They didn't say anything about it other than it is what it is. Then they had already announced Blade.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Blade is always cool.
And then we're getting. I hope it's like the old one. Like I hope they bring back like that underground scene and all of that. And
yeah, 90s techno and shit. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't need to be 90s techno. It can be.
That was a vibe, man. That movie was super fucking weird.
But I mean, you could update it and do like current EDM or something like that, right?
I mean it doesn't have that. It doesn't have that image. You know what I mean? Like old, like 90s techno. You thought of like the underbelly of the city. You know what I mean? That's what
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then we've got, obviously they're going to do a Captain Marvel 2, and they're going to do a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So
of course they are.
Yeah. So a lot of those movies had already been announced. We kind of already knew those were coming. The only real new things there are Fantastic Four and the third Ant-Man Wasp movie. So
as long as they got Doom, baby.
Yeah.
Knowing Disney, they're probably going to cast like a black Asian.
I mean,
like, Irish guy.
That wasn't Disney. That was Fox. Disney, I don't know. They haven't really. The only characters that Disney has changed, they changed the Ancient One, but they changed the Ancient One because they didn't want a Tibetan monk because they wanted to do business in China.
Oh.
It wasn't because of PC reasons or that. It was like we can't have a Tibetan monk because the Chinese won't allow us to show the movie if he's a Tibetan monk. because of the whole China Tibet thing. Then but yeah, man. So that's pretty much all the Marvel stuff. A lot of Disney Plus series, which I mean, if they're half as good as what we've gotten like out of Mandalorian, then
That's only one, man. Like I love Mandalorian. Don't get me wrong. I think that show is fantastic. But I won't rate their quality based off that one show.
no, and I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like, but if it's half as good,
Yeah.
like if it's made with love and care, and we care about these characters, and we're going to develop these characters because instead of having 2 hours to do it, we've got 8.
Mm-hmm.
Then hopefully that'll translate really well. And who knows? Like some of these newer characters, like Miss Marvel and Ironheart, maybe they'll get some of us who don't really know the characters to like really buy in and like the characters. So we'll see.
Yeah. You know what they need for me to be back on board with comic book, or it's not even comic books, specifically Marvel movies? Just
What do you
one really good show or movie, just one that's really good. Because that's what happened with me with Star Wars. I fucking checked out on Star Wars from the prequel, or not the prequel, the sequel series. And then Mandalorian got me so hyped that I went and I finished fucking the last season of Clone Wars, and I watched all of fucking Rebels. So one good show, one good movie will bring me right back in. But up until now,
and then the thing you realize that sucks is like Rebels, which was on at the same time that the sequel series was coming out, was really good.
yeah.
And why was the guy that was running Rebels doing the cartoon TV show, and the guys that were making the movies were making the movies?
Yeah.
Like it was totally back-asswards.
Yeah.
You
The fucking Lucas's apprentice should have been the forerunner of this whole entire project. Everything. He should be the one. He should have his hands in all the sinister soups. You know what I'm saying? He should be controlling all that shit.
I don't know, man. He did such a good job. And
Yeah,
speaking of him, so we did get some Star Wars announcements as well.
I saw those because I'm interested.
So we're getting the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
More importantly, what's more important about that? Christensen.
That Ewan McGregor's coming back?
No, Christensen's going to be fucking Darth Vader.
Oh, and Hayden Christensen. Yeah, Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
Also, it's been announced as a series event, meaning that probably going to be one season, and that's it.
Good.
So they're basically going to tell us a story over like 7.5 hours.
It's going to be a long ass movie. That's what that says. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're getting a show called Rangers of the New Republic, set at the same time as The Mandalorian.
Very importantly, who's directing it and who's writing it?
Dave Filoni is the.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
And I'm assuming because we got him in 2 episodes this season, we're getting the X-wing pilot, the guy that was on that other show on the Asian one. Not Filoni. Filoni was the other X-wing pilot. He's not.
Oh, he was on the episode. He was. I know who you're talking about.
But we got him in in episode 2 when he shows up and they save Mando's ass.
Yeah, the ice.
And then we got him again on the Navarro episode when he makes Cara Dune a marshal.
Yep, I remember.
So the fact that he's been back now twice and that we're kind of like setting up this character, people are speculating that maybe Cara Dune will be in this show. I don't know. She's the marshal on this planet. I feel like Rangers of the New Republic is going to be more about like these X-wing pilots that are like out on the fringes that are, maybe like policing on several areas. And then hopefully we'll get introduced to like maybe a whole squadron of them, or maybe so it's. Hey
man, honestly, when I read that, I was like, oh man, they're just gonna milk this shit. But then when I saw Filoni's name on it, I'm like, I trust it. Yeah. He could write about anything. It's gonna be dope.
The only sad thing is that Wedge is now like, the actor that played Wedge.
Yeah, he's too old to do it.
Is too old to be in it, unless they bring him in as a different character. But
it could be his father, bro. No.
it seems to me, and I don't know, man, like after watching Rebels, after watching some of Mandalorian,
I did that.
it seems to me that Filoni is maybe not as opposed to the extended universe as Kathleen Kennedy was.
Let him take control. He's going to bring it all back, baby.
So I wonder if maybe we'll start seeing some characters from the extended universe.
Hopefully, we see some Jade, huh?
Mara Jade, that'd be dope. But other than that, like there was, and this we're gonna touch on this in a little bit because there was another announcement. You know what? I'm gonna talk about it right now. Patty Jenkins, director of Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84,
Yeah.
is making a Rogue Squadron movie.
Rogue Squadron was a video game, correct?
There was a video game, but there was also a book series.
Well, I know the video game.
So
And I just read that comment. He's on video. Yeah, look.
yeah, the book series introduced characters that would go on to play roles in like other books and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite Star Wars expanded universe characters of all time, character by the name of Corran Horn, who is an X-wing pilot with Rogue Squadron, who is a badass pilot, who would then later turn out that he's force sensitive and becomes one of Luke's students when Luke restarts the Jedi Academy. And who is one of the only characters ever in the Star Wars universe to get like his own solo book, where it's just a story about him. And the thing you got to remember about the Star Wars books in the 90s is because the Star Wars books in the 90s were told like the movies, where we were following different storylines with different people at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
All those books were always told in third person. I, Jedi, which is one of my favorite Star Wars books of all time, is told in first person from the point of view of Corran Horn. So one of my favorite, well, definitely one of my favorite characters of all time. I would love to see him pop up either in Rangers of the New Republic or in the Rogue Squadron movie.
Yo, wasn't he in a game also?
Are you thinking of Dash Rendar?
No, I know Dash. No, but he
possible.
looks.
Or unless you're thinking of Cal Katarn.
No, Cal Katarn I know too, bro. But I think this guy. No, Cal Katarn is Dark Forces and later Jedi Academy and all those.
Jedi Outcast, Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dash Rendar is fucking Shadows of the Empire. This guy looks familiar. I just looked him up. This guy looks familiar. Yeah, Corran Horn. He looks familiar. I don't know where I've seen him. Maybe he's like in a cover of a book or something I saw.
Yeah, so like he starts off in the X-Wing series. And the X-Wing series had, I think, like a dozen books or so. And it was a bunch of them. But yeah, so like I'm hoping, and again, so we're getting Rangers of the New Republic. I think it's coming first, and then we're getting a Rogue Squadron movie. And they haven't gone into detail, but what I'm thinking is that Rangers of the New Republic is going to be like the Outer Rim, whereas Rogue Squadron might be more on the front lines of the battle with the remnants of the Empire, like maybe near the core. So, we'll see that, but it's definitely it's got me intrigued. Look, we've talked about it multiple times. The first 2/3 of Wonder Woman, I think, is one of the best movies we've had in the last decade, and that was all Patty Jenkins.
Pretty good.
And the only reason that I think the last third of that movie wasn't that good is because Zack Snyder had to like get in there and be like, well, we need to make sure this fits in with our movies.
Testosterone, just fucking explosions, fires, and knives. Dope as fuck.
But yeah, so those are two things I'm excited for right off the bat with Star Wars. Actually, three things if we include Obi-Wan. The fourth thing I'm excited for is Ahsoka.
Yeah,
Ahsoka with again Dave Filoni.
I just want to talk about. Oh, by the way, we did not mention because I rewatched the episode. The episode where you see her for the first time.
Yeah.
There's like a shot where Jin. What's his name? I don't want to keep calling him
Darren?
Angela. What?
Jin Darren?
Jin Darren. Jin Darren's walking through the forest, and it's a wide shot overhead, and you see the owl.
Yeah.
If you watched Rebels, you know what we talk.
If you watch Clone Wars, you know about the owl.
Oh, that's the 7th season. Yeah.
The owl on the Mortis trilogy. That's where it started. Was the Mortis trilogy?
Really, I remember it.
The owl is the representation of the daughter.
Right? Yeah. But like it was at the very last season. I don't remember it before that. Well, it was following her around. That's what. Yeah. I realized that in Rebels that it was always following her around.
Yeah.
At the end when he pulls her out of the fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool.
Yeah. But that's another series looking forward to is Ahsoka.
Oh man, that one's gonna be fucking dope as fuck. Yeah. Everything about Ahsoka is cool.
Yeah. Then, and I think we're gonna get this one before we get that one. Andor, with Diego Luna reprising his role as Cassian Andor from Rogue One.
And that's what that is. Okay.
And it's like a prequel to
it has to be. It has to be. Spoiler alert! Everybody dies.
I like Diego Luna as an actor. It's nice to see some more Hispanic blood coming into the Star Wars universe,
into a galaxy far, far away. Got you.
Yeah. So good. Good on them for that. Then we're getting and I don't know how you feel about it after watching season 7, but we're getting an entire season of the Bad Batch.
I did see that.
And it looks like it's post Order 66. And with like the creating of the Galactic Empire.
I'll be honest with you, man. I wasn't a fan of the Bad Batch when I was watching season 7. Season 7 was another one of or I don't know what season it was. The last season, the last season of Clone Wars. I thought it was like a lot of filler, and then the last 2 episodes were incredible again. But I didn't think I liked the idea of the Bad Batch. But it felt kind of forced, and I was also not a fan of the fucking the mechanic and her sister, her fucking. I didn't care.
And speaking of the Bad Batch and all that, how about this last episode, Boba Fett? Like, I think they'd recognize my face.
Dude, that was so good, man. That was so good. It's like, yeah, let's just say they'll recognize my face.
which is odd because I would think that by this point, the clones, like, there should rarely be any surviving clones, and they're probably no longer like in service.
Right, but still, the Empire still has like generals who've lived through that time. You know what I mean?
Right.
They'll recognize him.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Like it was just such a good episode. But we'll talk about that next week.
I'd rather talk about that. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know, but there's still some more stuff to get through here. Okay, so then we've got Star Wars Visions.
I think I saw that. That's like little episodes, different stories.
It's a series of short stories, right. But they're anime.
Anime? Okay.
Yeah. They're coming out of a Japanese studio. They're all done in the anime style. So it's basically a Star Wars anime.
Down. Fuck it. Bring it. The Japanese designs for Star Wars a lot of the times are like really fucking good. I don't know if you've seen them. I collect a bunch of art books, so I see like a bunch of like different people's interpretations of characters. And man, the fucking I forgot his name. It's a Japanese artist that did a design for Darth Vader. And fuck, like the angles for his helmet just made him look super fucking evil. It was sick.
Yeah, I mean, just like, expect a lot of stylization.
Yeah,
they haven't really gotten into it, like when the stories take place or anything like that. But man, I'm at this point, like I'm right now. I'm in. Now, if things start coming out and I'm not really digging them, then maybe I'll be out. But for now, I'm in.
If it has Dave Filoni's name on it, I'm 99.9% sure I'll like it.
Oh, and even if it doesn't have Dave Filoni's name, if it's not constant. I would be totally down if it's not having anything to do with like the universe that we're currently experiencing.
Yeah.
If it's a bunch of like side characters and a bunch of characters that like are new and all that, I'm down for that too. It's a big galaxy. Give me some more characters.
Same, bro. I'm down. I'm down with all that shit. Especially because it's all Star Wars is essentially fucking borrowing a lot of fucking Asian influence in like mythology and all that fucking shit and culture and all that shit. So just bringing it back to the origin with like samurais, quote unquote, fucking Jedi's. Just the sword fighting and that shit will be dope as fuck.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so then the next thing we've got it's called Star Wars The Acolyte. And now this is a like it's being done by Leslie Headland, who did that show Russian Doll for Netflix.
Okay, yeah.
And so it's supposedly down in like the end of the era of the High Republic and deals with like the dark side. So I don't know if this is like, with like the emergence of the Sith or exactly what's exactly what's that. But the description is The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. So
High Republic was what exactly? Before episode 1, right?
I think it's before episode 1.
Yeah, that's what I know. It as.
How far before episode 1? I don't know.
Yeah, I want to see more of that. To be honest, like I know that we're moving towards the sequel of fucking Star Wars, like the future. I want to see more of the past shit. I want to see when fucking Mandalore was fucking thriving and they were just a fucking race of Spartans just fucking owning the galaxy and shit. That shit would be cool. I want to see like the origins of like the fucking Sith and like when they were like a big, massive, whatever you want to call it, like religion or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I want to just see the beginnings of all that shit. I think that would be so interesting because like we've seen like when the Jedis were at large, with the prequels. We've seen when the Jedis were eradicated, which is everything after episode 4. I want to see the shit way before when like everybody had their own clans and their own cliques and shit like that. I want to see fucking Knights of the Old Republic. That's what I want.
I was gonna say let's get a story about Darth Bane.
Yes, please.
And the eradication of the Sith and the establishment of the Rule of Two.
That's it. That would open up so many more doors and so many like storytelling possibilities. You know what I mean? Like we're kind of like funneling it down. You know what I mean? It's getting less and less. Like people are getting less and less creative because it's not much you could do with it. But if you take a step back, that cone is humongous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then obviously I'd like to know more about exactly. So it's a rule of 2, right? There should only be the master and the apprentice. But yet, after the Galactic Empire takes hold, we've got all these inquisitors. And what, like, they're not considered apprentices? They're not like
no.
They're not
I think the game explains that. Fallen Order.
Yeah.
The game in comic books. I don't know. I haven't read it, but I've watched YouTube videos of people explaining it. They are considered. They're not like on either side. They're pretty much like mercenary fallen Jedis doing Vader's work.
Well, they've all been turned.
No, because
they're not light side users. They're dark side users.
No,
they don't have the mastery of the dark side that Vader and all that have.
The abilities that they have carry over from when they were a Jedi. From what I've understood, so like in Fallen Order, she doesn't have lightning. She doesn't have force choke. She doesn't have any of those fucking staple Sith moves. You know what I mean?
She just has like the fighting ability.
She has the speed that a lot of Jedis have. She has the discipline of sword fighting like the Jedi have. But like once you see Vader in that game, it's a whole different story. He starts like crushing the fucking building around you and shit. She doesn't have any of that. You know what I mean? It's pretty much a Jedi battle, 2 Jedis. Yeah. So that I don't know because I haven't read the comics, but in that video I watched, they explained that they are essentially Jedis that don't believe in the Jedi code anymore, but essentially they haven't been completely turned, so they could be turned back to Jedi. You know what I mean? Which
Okay.
2 of them do. You know.
Okay.
And also, Vader's a dickhead. And they showed you there's one character in the game, this big mammoth looking chick with like horns in her chin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know her name, but in the game she's missing an arm, and you cut it off, and she's just like, we've been taught to like not miss the physical body or whatever it is. And in the comic book, and this was like straight off the page, like they scanned it or whatever. You see Vader just like walk in to like a bunch of these fucking Inquisitors and just straight up cut off 3 people's arms and legs and shit like and just leave. And he's like, deal with it, figure it out. So then they have to like learn how to like use force grab and pull and all that shit without having an actual hand and shit.
Mm.
The guy's an asshole.
We already talked about Rogue Squadron. This is probably the thing I'm least interested in. A Droid Story, which is an animated series coming to Disney Plus. It's gonna have like C-3PO and R2-D2 and like a new droid or a droid that is not a droid that's been established or something like that.
Yeah,
so it's like it's like his story or that droid story.
Unless Dave Filoni writes it, then it's probably going to be epic as shit.
I'll be honest, like the Clone Wars episodes that were about the droids were like my least favorite Clone Wars episodes.
Because they don't do anything.
But you gotta have something for the younger kids.
But you know what would be cool? Because the droids, with years of watching Star Wars, I've realized that the droids are technically another race. You know what I mean? They're not like appliances. They're actually like a race. They have like their own emotion. Yeah, they're sentient. So like, it would be cool. No, they do. Like
they have personalities, but that could just be programming.
Right, but they still, like we cared, but it never happened. We cared about fucking C-3PO losing his memory, and he showed that it sucked for him, but we never got that because it's Disney and it's fine.
How much better would it have been if it actually happened?
That would have been impactful. It would have been cool, and also Chewie should have died.
The moment they said R2 has backups of my memory, like,
yeah, I'm like no wait, there's no way.
You just took away the stakes.
Yeah, it's fine, guys. We can do whatever we want.
They were holding a gun to his head.
Yeah,
and then somebody zoomed in, and we saw that it said Nerf.
Yeah. Just a fun, yeah. It's like in a video game. It's like, oh shit, I have like 5 lives. Do you really care if he died? No, it's just try it again. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
And then the last thing that they mentioned for Star Wars, we are still getting. We don't know what it is. It's an untitled Taika Waititi project.
What if it was? What if it was the fuck? I was gonna call them Ewoks. I fucked up my whole joke. Not the Ewoks. You know who I'm talking about? What are they called on Tatooine? On Tatooine.
Oh, the Tusken Raiders.
No.
Watiti. The Jawas.
No. The entire time, they're just.
Look, I like Taika. I like Thor Ragnarok. I like. He did the movie What We Do in the Shadows.
I love that movie.
I still haven't seen the series.
Neither have I, but I've seen the movie like multiple times.
The movie's hilarious. So it's one of those things where it's like I kind of look. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm kind of looking forward to it.
It would be cool. It wouldn't be cool. It'd actually be really bad, but it would be hilarious if it was just a show about fucking
Jawas.
Jawas talking to each other, just saying his name. Watiti.
Jawas the movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's a movie, not a show.
I'm pretty sure it's a movie. I don't know. They said it's an untitled Taika Waititi movie. But I just imagine the poster, and it's a parody of the poster for Jaws, and it just says Jawas, and then it's like the hood.
Oh, that's how they tie it in. It's about a couple of Jawas that found fucking Boba Fett stuck in a Sarlacc pig and just fucking just bum rushed him and took all of his clothes and left him naked, and then. Then Boba's just like, you son of a bitches, I'm cold.
Oh, man. And that pretty much wrapped up the Star Wars news that came out of there. But then, I guess it's Lucasfilm, so it kind of counts. We're getting a Willow series.
I don't know what Willow is.
Willow, with the movie from the 80s with Warwick Davis. He's a halfling and a wizard. Oh man,
I don't know. Is that before my time?
I don't think that's much before your time. That's a classic of '80s cinema, man.
I don't know.
Um, it's Warwick Davis stars as Willow. Val Kilmer as Mad Mardigan.
I mean, let's do it.
He finds a baby, and the baby's like the future queen or something like that. She's like and so he has to like rescue. He like rescues her and like has to get her back or something like
Sounds
that. There's
awfully
an evil
similar
sorceress
to
after
fucking
them.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, it's a totally it's a classic of our childhood, man.
Well, not for mine because I don't even know what you're talking about.
And then the other bit of Lucasfilm news, it will start filming in 2021. Indiana Jones 5.
I love those movies. They're good.
I love those movies too. I even enjoy the fourth one.
Me too. People like to trash on it, but I thought it was fun.
You know, I get it.
It was
There's some
bad.
over the top, but
Yeah, it's bad, but it's still, you know,
it's campy and it's fun, and I like watching indie.
you could fucking survive a nuclear explosion in a fucking refrigerator. Can you? Okay.
Probably not, but who cares?
Yeah, whatever.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, Indiana Jones movies are dope, man. And it's like the only Lucas project that fucking Harrison Ford actually likes. So there's that, you know.
You know, the only thing that's sad is we'll never get the cameo of Sean Connery as his father again.
Yeah.
You know, Junior. Okay, then from there, and I'm just gonna pick and choose at the Disney stuff. We talked about Encanto, which obviously, I know a bunch of my friends are like super hyped for that.
Disney princess movies are dope, bro.
Also, it's a musical, and it's based out of Colombia, and the music and lyrics by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
And it's gonna be flavor. There's gonna be so much flavor in that shit.
Yeah. Lightyear.
I don't care at all about that.
Okay, so do you know what it is?
I do. It's young fucking Buzz Lightyear.
Well, no. It's the movie that the Buzz Lightyear toys are based off of.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was young Buzz Lightyear.
No, because Buzz Lightyear's a toy.
They cast. I know, but I thought it was like the origin of the character Buzz Lightyear, but when he was young. They casted Captain America.
Yeah, it's the movie that the toys are based on.
Okay, I could be on board with that.
Like it's super meta.
There's no way you could fucking possibly replace fucking the Tool Man Taylor, bro. You can't.
Except now you can be like, yeah, well, the toys, because they're a toy, that's why the voice doesn't sound like the guy in the movie.
No, that's why I'm like, okay, it makes sense because it's not the same people.
Yeah. Then, they announced some more of the live action stuff. Live action Pinocchio, live action Peter Pan. And then I know the one that one of our buddies is excited for, our buddy Manny. Live action Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers.
Chip 'n Dale's always cool. Live action?
It's gonna be a mixture of live action and CG.
Never mind, you lost me at live action.
Well, it's gonna be I'm sure it's gonna be like set in the real world setting, but then the characters are CG.
Nope, not in.
Completely
out.
Who were the voices? It's Andy Samberg.
Okay, Andy Samberg's fucking hilarious.
Live action Rescue Rangers. Where are we? John Mulaney and Andy Samberg to voice Chip 'n Dale.
Okay, John Mulaney is a fucking god. Okay. I might just be down just to listen to these people talk to each other.
Yeah. I think it's got to be John Mulaney's Chip and Andy Samberg is Dale, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And they got to put them in their Indiana Jones and Magnum PI getup. Which, by the way, I found that out like when I was like already an adult, and it blew my mind. Like I found that out like 5-6 years ago or something like that. When I was like, I can't believe, like I never knew that as a kid.
What?
that Chip is dressed like Indiana Jones with the bomber
Yeah.
jacket and fedora, and Dale is dressed up like Magnum PI in the Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know Magnum PI, but I always knew that Chip was Indiana Jones. That was clear as day. But hold on, what other one was? It was Pinocchio.
a live action Pinocchio.
Yeah, throw that out the window. What else? Peter Pan. We already had that.
I think we've had a live action Pinocchio and we've had a live action Peter Pan.
Yeah,
But these
Peter
are like
Pan
the
is.
Disney versions of the story.
Yeah, they're both garbage because Hook exists, and that's fucking. You're never gonna beat that. Wait, isn't Hook the sequel?
Technically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
As
But,
long as you're not trying to beat fucking Robin Williams, because that
Yeah.
motherfucker is.
But this is like the Disney version of Peter Pan and the Disney version of Pinocchio, which I think the live action Pinocchio we got before was not it had like differences in the story or something like that. So I don't know. We'll see exactly how true to the previous ones they're going.
Hey, let's be real. Pinocchio's story is kind of boring. So, fucking who cares?
What else did I see that? And I think this is a series coming to Disney Plus. The Mighty Ducks Game Changers. Emilio Estevez is back. He's coming back as Gordon Bombay.
I know, but he's old.
Yeah,
So,
but I'm guessing he's gonna be like he's
coach.
the older mentor and all of that.
There's
I'm
certain
hoping we'll
things.
get some of the other Ducks back, like
Yeah, but there's
maybe as
certain
recurring
things that
characters.
belong in the era. And I really think that's one of those 90s because hockey is not big anymore, bro. Like it's not. But like in the 90s, everybody played hockey. Watch Clerks if you don't believe me.
I know.
Everybody played hockey.
No, don't get me wrong. I remember I went through that hockey boom.
Yeah.
But man, I'm just excited to see. I would be excited to see him come back, and I'd be excited to see like Josh Jackson come back. I'd be excited to see like what's his name, the goalie Goldberg come back.
You know what?
It'd be nice to see like all these characters, and not even be like the main characters. Just have them come in.
No,
back.
no. I got one better for you. Throw all of that shit out the window. Make a fucking meta as fuck movie about all the fucking Mighty Ducks coming back on a reunion. Be like, you know what? We got one more game in us, and just make them really bad at hockey, and them just being really bad, and just being content that they're really bad. You know what I mean?
Except for Banks, who went on to have a professional career.
Right. And he comes, and they're like,
he was always a stud.
we got to get Banks, bro. We're never gonna win the fucking tournament against like 12-year-olds and shit. That's a movie. A bunch of old dudes playing hockey against kids, and they're really bad at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. And again, they didn't give too many details on it, other than just Gordon Bombay is coming back and all that. But it'd be nice if it's like he's still coaching in that town, and like maybe some of the kids on his team are like the kids of
Of how much you want to bet? Hey, how much you bet? That's going to be the plot.
Hey man,
I used to play hockey for this guy. You should do it too, Junior. And
would be super awesome is he's become like the evil coach. Like remember the first movie, like the winning coach that's always winning. That he doesn't want losers on his team and all of that.
What was it? The Green Iceland team or something?
No.
That was two. That was part two.
Never movie, the Hawks.
Yeah, the Hawks. Never mind. So Goldberg became a drug addict in real life.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, hey, that's more the merrier. Bring that fucking disaster
he's
on.
Clean and he's sober and he could be that character that's like.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, kids, I've been through some shit.
Yeah, you want another fucking Iron Man? Because we know Robert Downey Jr. was down that fucking path.
Yeah. They're gonna do, I guess, a reboot or a remake of 3 Men and a Baby.
Never seen that one either.
Never seen 3 Men and a Baby?
Nope.
Oh, dude, you gotta see 3 Men and the Baby, the original one, with it's Steve Guttenberg, it's Tom Selleck, and the guy from Cheers, Ted Danson.
The only baby-themed movie with adults that I ever seen was Raising Arizona, and that's a classic.
That is a classic.
That's a good one.
No, you're not gonna get an argument with me. Did you like the Sister Act movies with Whoopi Goldberg?
I did.
Sister Act 3. Whoopi's coming back.
Again. I mean, cool just for nostalgia, but I feel like that deserves to stay in the '90s, untouched.
We're getting a Turner and Hooch. I think it's a series.
Turner and Hooch. I don't know.
Turner and Hooch. It's got that kid from Drake and Josh, the one that used to be chubby, but then he lost a bunch of weight.
And he got sexy as fuck. Yeah, I know that guy.
He played. I guess he's like the Tom Hanks role, playing the cop, and then obviously Hooch. So I think we had talked before. You like the Percy Jackson movies, right? Or at least the first one.
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
The Percy Jackson movies are the ones about like the kid that he's the son of Poseidon.
No, I do like Greek mythology, but I've never seen that.
Well, so the movies, the first one did pretty well. The second one didn't do as good, and then they kind of killed the franchise. Well, Disney's bringing it back as a series, completely rebooting it and relaunching it, and we'll see how that does. And then I was a fan of classic Disney growing up. So for me, it was always like it was one of the movies that I liked as a kid growing up.
Brink.
But they're rebooting Swiss Family Robinson.
Oh wait, was that at all related to the Robinsons, the animated movie with the T-Rex and the
I don't think so. No. Swiss Family Robinson.
That would have been cute.
Now, Swiss Family Robinson was about a family that gets shipwrecked on a desert island.
Definitely not the same.
And they basically build a home. If you used to go to Disney back in like the 80s and 90s, they had like an entire like Swiss Family Robinson island or something like that you could like go and like climb around things and stuff like that. They had the tree house and stuff like that.
Never seen it. Don't know.
Yeah. All right. So, but that and there was a couple of other things that they announced.
Wait. We fucking just completely fucking whoop over fucking Spider-Man. There's a bunch of talk about Spider-Man. I'm a fucking.
There's been a ton of talk about Spider-Man, but well, first of all, there was no announcement at the Disney Plus thing because
it's not Disney.
Disney event because it's a Sony release.
It's a Sony movie.
I'll be honest, like a lot of it is just like, oh, and we're talking to this person and we're talking to that person.
Yeah.
And I'm not seeing any like announcements like this person has signed or that person has signed. So like,
yeah, but like I said, we kind of like tickled it last episode where we're like, and I still do believe that there's a lot of smoke, and where there's smoke, there's fire. So there's some truth to all this shit somewhere. It might not be like major roles. Maybe it's just like a commercial on TV or whatever, something like that. But with all the news, it seems like they're trying to go down that fucking into the Spider-Verse side of Spider-Man in live action. That's what it sounds like. That's what it looks like. They're bringing back Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like these are all like things that I'm looking forward to them doing it. I'm looking forward to how they pull it off. I'm hoping they do it in a way that makes sense story-wise. But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, and we want to do this, and we want to do that, and we want to do this. It's like until you actually like got
but it's more
filming and this person's been on set.
I don't care who's on the the movie. I'm just more interested in what direction they're trying to go with it. You know what I mean? Like with all of this happening, like there was like all this could be lies, but they said that I've read someplace they're in talks to bring back what was that guy who played Green Goblin? And
Willem Dafoe?
Dafoe, yeah. Not to reprise anything, but they're talking to bring him back. So, if they're going through the back catalog to like get these again, who knows if they're actually doing this, but the fact that there's a lot of talk about this kind of shit makes me think that maybe this is a Spider-Verse type situation where they're going to introduce maybe Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales and shit like that.
Well, I was going to say, we haven't had a Norman Osborn in the MCU or in the and the one that we got in the Amazing Spider-Man movies was like an old dying Norman Osborn, right?
Amazing Spider-Man? Did we have Norman?
When we got Amazing Spider-Man, they introduced us to Harry.
Yeah.
and then Harry becomes the Green Goblin in Amazing Spider-Man 2. But the Norman that we got, wasn't he like an old man dying in his bed?
Oh, you're right. He was like a dude. I completely just like erased that movie from my mind. You're right. Yeah, Norman. No, Harry Osborn was the Green Goblin in the second movie.
And then I know they were also talking about bringing in Kirsten Dunst and Emma Stone, and it's like,
Dude,
oh, great, you want to bring all these people back? I hope you have things for them to do.
exactly. But like, I don't even care who they're bringing back. Just the fact that they're talking about, or at least there's buzz about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right now, it feels like from just the themes of these shows for Disney, for Marvel Disney, it looks like they're trying to fucking Mandalorian all of it. You know what I mean? They're trying to release movies that are gonna fucking have, offshoots.
Right.
So how cool? Again, speculation. We don't fucking know. But fucking, what if in Spider-Man 3 they're gonna introduce you to like different dimensions, and then give you standalone Spider-Gwen movies, standalone Spider-Punk movies, Miles Morales movies, just because of that. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it'd be dope.
That would be cool. So like that's what it looks like, because like WandaVision looks like it's down that path also. It's going to be alternate.
And obviously we've got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness,
and that's like the one movie I'm super hyped for, because that shit sounds awesome.
And then obviously now with the announcement of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania,
exactly,
and them going into like the quantum realm.
There's a theme here,
Yeah.
So I find that more interesting than anything else. I don't really care who's actually going to be in the movie, but the fact that there's talks about that theme, like different dimensions and different universes, sign me up. You know what I mean? That would be cool.
Yeah.
Just even if it's just like a moment where like he understands like maybe Harry Osborn, like I don't know who they're going to introduce in the next movie.
I'm picturing in my head. I want Tobey Maguire as like he's the seasoned veteran. Yeah. He's been doing this for 20 years.
Peter B. Parker. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't want him to be like Peter B. Parker, and that he's like his relationship with MJ has like broken up, and I like him to be like he's Spider-Man.
Blonde Peter Parker from fucking Miles's universe. Where everything went right.
Right. Everything's gotten right. He's a solid guy. He got his happy ending. He's got his life with. Oh.
Yeah, you're blowing your mind. Right. Oh.
May Parker. Get a little Spider Girl action on that.
Introduce new characters.
It's been what, 15 years since Spider-Man 3? I want to say that was like 04, 05?
Yeah, but we don't need to talk about Spider-Man.
But depending on when the movie comes out, like
it would fit her age, yeah.
Right, so she could totally be like a 17, 18-year-old girl who's discovering her powers. I remember that series, like, he was retired already.
The
Peter Parker of that series.
Right, yeah, okay. But wasn't Mary Jane also a Spider-Woman in that series?
Dude, no, not in that series.
But she has her own, right? Of course, everybody has a Spider-Man in somewhere in the multiverse.
But in that series, I think Peter was already older. He was no longer Spider-Man. He'd like lost his step. I think he wasn't. He was out of shape. He's dead. Like he stopped being Spider-Man to be a dad.
Spider dad, bro.
Yeah. But it'd be cool if like we get that Tobey Maguire who's like his life has turned out okay. Like not like Peter B. Parker who's like he's going through a divorce and like no. But then I'd like to see Andrew Garfield. He hasn't met Mary Jane. He obviously there was the loss of Gwen Stacy. And maybe he's become like a little bit more like.
Oh, you're saying maybe he's an Originals character where he never meets Mary Jane and he goes down a darker path after Gwen Stacy.
After the death of Gwen Stacy and like.
Oh, okay, that's pretty fucking cool. That wouldn't be anything from the comic books. That's his own thing. Even though he's labeled Amazing Spider-Man, but whatever.
and then you know that you can bring him in too, and maybe like the other Peter Parker has to like like rein him back, what's going on with your what happened to you, one of those things,
that
so
would
that
be
you
pretty
give Tom Holland Peter Parker the MCU Peter Parker kind of like these two like possible futures, one in which he's become like an angry 20 something, and like because at this point Andrew Garfield that character would be in his late 20s, maybe approaching 30.
Yeah.
So like we could have like one where he's becoming like borderline vigilante bad guy, and the other one where he's like no, he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like he's a paragon of hope for the people of New York, and the people of New York, they look to him like J. Jonah Jameson's no longer talking shit about him. He's like,
Oh, what? Hold on. You just fucking light bulb. What if, dude, again, this is all speculation because we don't fucking know. But what if there's a scene where the fucking two universes collide and J. Jonah Jameson from Tom Holland's Spider-Man gets pulled out, and then J. Jonah Jameson from fucking Tobey's, and they do the
wait. Let's do it right.
Oh wait, I'm looking straight. There you go. Dude, that would be so funny. Just like, wait a minute, Spider-Man's a menace. Yeah, he is. That would be fucking funny as hell. Even for like a half a second, just to make that gag and then get him pulled out. That would be fucking good.
But it'd also be interesting because like he'd be able to see like these two versions of himself. One in which he went Jedi, and the other one in which he's going Sith.
Yeah, man. That's why I love the Spider-Verse shit, because it's a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And it opens a whole bunch of fucking doors for a bunch of ideas. You know what I mean? You can do so many cool things. Like Spider-Verse was the best way to show it. You have villains from different universes coming in and interacting with their version of, you know what I mean? You have Spider-Man fighting Miss Octavius, and that blew me out of the water. I'm like, oh shit, this is a completely different take on Dr. Ock,
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. I love that.
No, she's still Dr. Octopus. She's just
Miss. She's a Miss, but not only, but she, instead of making.
Hey, she worked hard for that degree. Okay, you call.
I'm not. I said Miss Dr. Octopus, bro. Oh no, I said Miss Octavius. You're right. But specifically, just the science that she was going after was more quantum realm and more. And
obviously it's more advanced.
Exactly. And you look at her octopus arms, they were like inflatable, like weird technology, and Doc Ock straight up just has titanium fucking arms, you know what I mean? Like it's very barbaric compared to what Dr. Octavius Spider-Verse had. I don't know, I think that kind of shit is fucking cool. And did you notice that she was the only one that was completely different? Because what's his name? White Shark? Or was he Tombstone?
Tombstone?
That was Tombstone, not White Shark?
Yeah. No,
Okay,
Tombstone.
so Tombstone and fucking Fisk were exactly what you would imagine them to be. You know what I mean? The only other one that was
Tombstone. We hadn't really gotten in anything before this,
right? But like I'm talking about in the comics, like they're exactly what they. The only one that was very different, unless you count Ultimate, was Green Goblin, because he was like just gigantic monster. Remember?
Yeah,
that was cool. But yeah, man, all that kind of shit. So smoke, there's fire. I think if they're doing that, and I think they would be, because Sony saw how much money they could make off of like that kind of shit, and why wouldn't they fucking do that live action? You know what I mean?
Hey, bro, it's what I always said with these characters that were owned by their suits. Like if you can make money,
do it
across the aisle and do it.
Do it. And then if they make a movie of that and it's again successful, which it probably will be, they already have a Gwen Stacy. Just make fucking Emma Stone, right? Her name's Emma Stone.
If you decide that that's the route you want to go with, if you don't want to make her younger,
true, but she would be dead already, because
right. And again, that's one of those things where
it would be a different universe.
Yeah. For all we know, they could be bringing some of these characters in for flashbacks. Like,
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe they're just like maybe they're just throwing out the idea of
You know,
like
like Andrew Garfield's gonna talk to him about like the death of Gwen, and they're bringing in Emma Stone to like film some stuff for that,
exactly.
uh, and Peter's gonna talk about like how even like the coldest villains can still be redeemable, and talk about Doctor Octopus. Because remember, at the end of the movie, like he fights off the arms to like help, like to help save the world from that like portable sun or whatever.
Oh my god, that movie is so good. Yeah, Ben.
The movie is so good. Um, so it's one of those things. Like, and again, I mean, this is total speculation on our part. And as far as we know, there's not even a script yet. So
No, I know there isn't. But they have also there's also talks. I don't even know if this is true. Or even like remotely true because I didn't see it. Like I've seen a lot of people talk about it, but it was more like a what if. What if they brought back? And I thought this was fucking genius. I don't know the name of this actor, but the new girl, fucking Peter B. Parker voice actor should be in that movie too. I don't know his name.
Josh Jackson or Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson, that's his name.
Yeah.
He should make it in there, being B. Parker, the fucking.
I don't know, and we'll see. I mean, it's one of those things.
That would be cool, man. Because then, if that would be cool, just because it's a Sony IP. You know what I mean? It's a Sony movie, and they're bringing it back just to like give it a little nod.
I know, but I know, like, I can totally buy Tobey Maguire as like the older Spider-Man who's like, he's an Avenger. He's like he's one of like the top heroes in his universe.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a mentor to some of the newer, younger versions of like heroes that are in that universe. Like he's become like what Captain America was to him. You know?
Well, it would actually fall on. Oh no, Amazing Spider-Man, he was goody two shoes. Ultimate Spider-Man, he was kind of a dick. But that's not Garfield. Garfield was amazing, amazing Spider-Man.
And then Amazing Spider-Man, again, because that we got two movies in that second movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love the ending of that movie. I love how, like, he's been depressed. He hasn't gone out for a long time after Gwen's death. And then, like, he sees, like, the guy in the rhino suit, and then we get, like, the little kid who's going to, like, the little kid's like, I'm going to be Spider-Man and I'm going to fight this rhino guy. And then he just walks up behind him. He's like, step aside, kid. I'll take it from here.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was such a great, like, ending to that movie.
That movie gets a lot of fucking flack, man. Really, like there was
a lot of things that then they didn't get to do.
Yeah, they introduced the Sinister Six in that movie. I remember that you see all.
They introduced all of like the hardware for the Sinister Six.
Right, but that's the way to introduce them. You see the Scorpion's tail shit and the fucking the glider, all that shit. But they just had a bad luck with the first one being really bad because the plot. I'm going to turn everybody into lizards. That was like very bad. And then the second one, the overabundance of villains is what ruined the second one. If they focused in just on Jamie Foxx, it would be. yeah, Manny, you're a little late, bro.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Well, we'll bring Manny on to talk about 3D printing one of these days, and some of the badass 3D printing stuff that he's done. And if you follow him on Instagram, then you've seen some of it.
But yeah, like I forgot where I was going with that. Oh no, if they focused only on Jamie Foxx's Electro, it would have been a lot deeper because the story, the plot for that character was really good. It was like this undermined fucking worker that he felt no one gave a shit about him, and then the only person he cared about or thought cared about him.
The only person he thought cared about him was Spider-Man,
and Spider ended up not fucking giving a shit either. And then he was just like, "Fuck it, everyone dies." Cool, I like that.
I like that too. It was a good storyline, and they just didn't, which got me excited when they were talking about maybe bringing him back too.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, man, it's like they got a lot of balls up in the air for this.
Yeah, man. And there was another talk about bringing the guy who plays Daredevil. And there's a lot of talk.
I'd be totally down for that too, man.
Dude, Spider-Man starts off in the books and in the shows and everything as a street level superhero. And I would love to see him team up with these street level superheroes so they could get like the launching pad to make a movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Our boys over on Lemon City are asking if we saw the plot for Space Jam 2.
Nope.
I saw a little bit of it, and then they're asking Manny to print a new plot for Space Jam. So LeBron gets sucked into a computer.
Oh, sick.
And the villain, who's being played by Don Cheadle, who I love, God, I hope he gives me a good performance, is playing the villain of the story, who's Al G. Rhythm.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fucking trash. Straight trash.
there you go. Right from the
Well,
horse's mouth.
you know where they fucked up in that movie?
By
Casting
making it?
LeBron James. That's where they fucked up. Everyone knows it should have been D Wade. Everybody knows that shit. Everybody knows that shit.
There you go. That's the opinion of Pedro.
Yeah, for sure. It should have been D Wade.
I just really like he gets sucked into a computer and it's Tron. It's Tron with LeBron and Tron Latron with Looney Tunes characters.
The movie was set to be fucking doomed the second we saw that fucking the uniform. That uniform is atrocious.
Yeah.
Compared to the classic fucking Toon Squad that we had with Jordan, that fucking it's ugly, man.
Just the fact that they're like, hey, we're gonna make another Space Jam and we're gonna put LeBron James in it.
I mean, it goes with the times. Everyone compares him to fucking MJ, so fucking, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Yeah. Twice on Sunday, for sure. For sure. D Wade all day, twice on Sunday.
Anyways, we've been at this for like an hour and a quarter now.
Yeah.
Any other little bits of news that you wanna talk about? I want to give a shout out to Tom Cruise.
Why?
Did you not hear the Tom Cruise news?
Always a shout out to Tom Cruise.
So apparently, they're filming the Mission Impossible 7 or whatever number they're on, of course, in Italy. And apparently, like he walks into a room, and there are two people, and one guy's like hunched over another guy's shoulder, like they're looking at a monitor, and neither one of them are wearing a mask. And he went ape shit and started yelling at him. We're working on this movie. It's a freaking huge movie. There are thousands of people whose job depends on this. Like, and you two are in here without a mask. And it's just like, remember the Christian Bale rant from years ago?
Which
like, good for all you. Like, imagine that, but like it's Tom Cruise and he's losing his shit.
Is there a video of this?
No, it's just audio that I know of. But oh my god, it was so like fucking yes, bro. He's like, if I'm Tom Cruise and I gotta fucking wear a mask because I want to be able to finish making this movie, you better believe that all you motherfuckers gotta wear a mask too. Like,
yeah, man, for real.
Especially and then I know a lot of the people like in Hollywood and all that like haven't been able to work. Like something like there's like I don't know how many union workers that have been out of a job for like 8 months. They're like they haven't been able to go to work because they can't make movies right now. And these people are, fucking around like Lord knows if they were even doing anything work related. They might have just been looking at memes on the internet.
Yeah, man. This is the state of the world, people.
Yeah.
I think this shit has lasted long enough for people to start just not caring anymore. And I think that's where it goes. But they should care. That's the problem. Especially at the end of this shit, you know what I mean? There's fucking talking about vaccines.
When like there's a finish line in sight, right? We're still getting a ton of cases a day. Where we've now, I think in this country we've gone over 300,000 deaths. But we've got a finish line, right? We're seeing a finish line. This week, the first person to get the vaccine administered got a vaccine. The vaccine has started to arrive in hospitals around the country. And we're starting the process. There's an end in sight. We got a goal line, and people are still just out there fucking it up. And like, you can still get sick, motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
Like until you've been immunized, you can still get sick. And even then, even if you are immunized, there's still like a 10% chance, a 5 to 10% chance you can still get sick. Like,
save me, Tom Cruise!
help me, Tom Cruise.
Help me! Man, well, I mean, what are you gonna do? People are silly.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Besides that, it's the only thing else to note is the Game Awards happened, and Last of Us pretty much swept majority of it.
I know it's been like the only thing I'm seeing on YouTube for like the last like 2 months is all these celebrities playing Among Us.
Well deserved, man. That was a good movie that got a lot of fucking shit. It got a lot of shit for no reason. It was a really well.
Didn't that game come out like 2 years ago?
No, it came out this year, man.
Among Us?
Was it? Not Among Us. My bad. Not Among. My bad. Last of Us. The Last of Us. Last of Us has won a bunch of awards, and they got a lot of shit for it. You know, people don't like gays or whatever. I don't know what's it about, but a lot of people just hating on it just to hating on it. And dude, that game. Granted, it's less of a game, more of a movie. That's a good argument, but the storytelling in it is fucking superb, and like the script and the fucking acting, everything else besides gameplay, because the gameplay isn't phenomenal. Everything else absolutely deserved, but whatever. And it still swept almost everything, but some drama. Oh shit, drama! Fucking the director of the game complained that he didn't win best art direction of the year, which is like the only one that he didn't get, and he gave it to Ghost of Tsushima, and he said that it was like he pulled a Trump. He's like, yeah, fake votes. There was just a bunch of people voting twice because they hated my fucking game. No, man, you don't need to win all of them. But that was it. And then Sephiroth was a fucking announced for Smash.
How many games came out this year that didn't win an award?
A lot. A lot of them.
And this guy's complaining because there was one award he didn't win?
Yeah. I mean, granted, he did deserve it. Ghost of Tsushima should definitely have won Best Visual, because that fucking game is visually incredible.
But wouldn't that be art direction?
I guess so. Sure. And art direction usually means like costume design, the aesthetic of the game, the style of the game. Not necessarily.
I thought art direction was like cinematography.
Well, I mean, that goes into it also, but I mean, yeah, I guess.
Well, I'm a movie guy, so I think in movie terms.
No, it does. It's all like bunched up into one fucking category. But like, Last of Us has more like, it's not like historic. So you know they're creating what it would look like. You know what I mean? And right. Ghost of Tsushima is 100% like just history. You open a history book and you have reference. You know.
Yeah, but you still got to create that world.
Correct. So it's well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, there was still a lot of rendering and a lot of work that went into creating.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Last of Us is a fucking visually stunning game. Yeah. So, but I don't think it's as good as Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima blew my mind when I saw that shit first. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it.
And then I don't know anything about it. I just keep seeing in the news, apparently Cyberpunk is crashing all kinds of things.
Oh my god! Hey man, I called it. I fucking called it. I remember when everybody was getting hyped for this fucking game. First off, I don't like these kind of games, like Skyrim, blasphemy. I know, but I'm not into those kind of games. I said it. There's so much hype for this game, and they're getting delayed constantly because it's been delayed since April. It was supposed to come out in April, and they delayed it to June, then to September, and then they decided to release it now. And it's completely buggy. It's not finished. Well, it's a finished product, but it's not bug tested and polished, you know? And I called it. I'm like, they're delaying this game so much. This game has problems. And I know a bunch of my friends were like, fuck you. You just hate everything. Whatever. And then, well, there you go. The game is buggy as shit. I've tried to watch people stream it, and it's hard, man. There's a bug every second. I saw one crazy ass bug where when you're fighting people, they yell at you. They're like, oh, he's over here, whatever. there was a bug that would not turn off that fucking sound cue even after you killed someone. And when you get into an interaction with like a combat interaction, you have like this very like action packed like techno beats going on. And it's like very like it's supposed to put you on the edge of your seat. When that bug does not work the way it's supposed to work, when the bug happens, the fucking audio cues for all the fucking guys you killed keep going. They don't stop yelling at you even after they're dead. And the music does not stop getting amped up. So you're just on the edge of your seat, paranoid because everyone's talking to you. It's bad, bro. That was like the worst one. I'm like, yo, I can't play this game. I can't. This would drive me crazy.
All right. Well, I think this is gonna wrap us up for this edition. Gus got stuck at work tonight, so he wasn't able to join us. But hopefully he'll be with us next week as we talk the final 2 episodes of Mandalorian.
It's a good one.
And if you stuck around with us this long, thank you for sticking around with us.
Yeah.
Please make sure you guys are following us. We are at We Ain't Found Sith on all platforms.
Yeah, we are.
Resolution for 2021. We will try to be a little bit more active on those platforms. But until the next time, see you later, Sith heads.